Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a junior studying labor and human resources, and I'm a current intern at Quantum Strategies under HR Generalist.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm a senior studying public relations, and I'm also an HR generalist intern at Quantum.
Hey, I'm Henry. I'm a sophomore. I'm a marketing major, and this spring I was a marketing intern at Quantum Strategies.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm a junior studying labor and human resources, and I'm currently an HR generalist intern at Quantum Strategies.
Yeah, I would recommend it just because I think the flexibility is really nice. Being able to choose your own hours at school. Um, Even like not at school, I would still choose it just because the flexibility and like the work schedule really fits my personal work schedule. So that's why I would choose it.
If you're interested in the HR field or if you're majoring in that, this is a really good opportunity to kind of learn a little bit more about it and practice recruiting. So I would recommend it.
I think that it's like really hands-on experience, so you're kind of doing what you would be doing like in an actual job and learning a lot more than you would at other internships because you're going out there and actually doing the act of recruiting. So I really like that about it.
I'd personally recommend this to a friend because it's something as college students we can balance between being a full time student and having an internship. So I would say this internship totally broadened my perspective on what it's like to be in the workforce. There were several levels of communication that we had to work with. The interns interacting with everyone themselves, our managers, the marketing team for myself, the marketing people that we hired. So just having that real life communication and actually being able to interact with people in a real workplace environment really set me up for future internships. And this is a great way to start.
I agree with this position also. Like, you have the opportunity to work with a lot of different aspects of quantum and different people in quantum. So it gives you a good idea of just like the business world in general and the various aspects of like HR and the different jobs that are going on within the industry.
I think it gave me perspective on like the culture of quantum, and that's kind of like something that I would want to have in the real workforce when I'm looking for a career because it's like very open conversation. Everyone can talk to each other and feel comfortable doing so.
One thing I really appreciated was the use of like technology that I'm going to be using later in my career to get familiar with it. Sales intel, like Zoom info, all of that stuff. I think is really. I think it was a really good opportunity. Yes, definitely. Me, Kelsey, and Lindsay all meet on Zoom 3 times a week, and we go through our agendas. And usually it's all teamwork based. Sometimes we split up, but really we're the ones that are collaborating with each other and deciding which is the best place to go with the work we have.
I also felt like Sophia was like even a part of our team because she
Mhm.
would join the meeting and kind of give us direction and then tell us where to go, and she would kind of guide us through that, and we'd be helping her do things that she needed help.
There are definitely some projects that are like individual work, but in general, I do feel like we spend a lot of time collaborating and working together on the meetings. Like, even once our supervisor Sophia will like log off, sometimes we'll stay on and just like double check with each other and assign tasks like who's gonna do what. So, and we can always check in with each other and ask questions. So there's a lot of collaboration.
I'd say I definitely felt like I was a part of a team because the marketing team kind of treated me as one of them rather than an intern. So I was sat on the actual meetings in all the marketing stuff, and they asked me questions, I asked them questions, and it was a real collaborative space. As an intern working with the actual quantum team, I totally felt involved throughout the process.
It definitely was. At the beginning of the semester, we all like talked about our schedule so that we could plan what days of the week and when we would be meeting. And even if something comes up, if you have an exam or you're going home and something was happening and one of us couldn't make it to the meeting, we were always able to fill each other in. So it was definitely very flexible, even though we did have like a strict meeting time each week.
My schedule this year had classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays heavily, and I was more free Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we were able to agree to a time where none of us, I don't think, had classes going on that day, which fit perfectly with us. So we were able to be full-time students while also working.
Yeah, I would say this internship definitely caters to academics. Whenever I had an exam that week, I'd take off like 2 days just to focus on my exams. Then I'd pick up the quantum work. So the schedule is very flexible. If you have a schoolwork commitment, quantum cares about that, and they let you take a break from the internship to pursue what you need to pursue.
Yeah, I agree with the flexibility with like classes and everything because I never had a conflict with any of my classes. But also with the projects that she gave us, like she made the deadline like long enough in advance that we had more time to work on and didn't have to stress out during our other school priorities.
I definitely think that this has been a really meaningful experience. As a senior, I've been applying to a lot of jobs, and just like talking about this position has been great. And obviously we do a lot of recruiting. So we've been on like the back end of screening people and calling them. And that perspective like definitely has made me feel very different when I am interviewing and screening with different companies, because now I kind of know what the back end looks like. And it just has made me more well-rounded while I search in my career, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with that because now I know what recruiters look for when looking at a resume, and it can just help me build my resume better and just help me through the whole interview process being on the other side of it.
As an HR major, I think it like opened my eyes a lot of like what actually goes on with recruiting, especially. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to go into with like the HR field, but now that I've like had experience doing recruiting, I could definitely see myself going into recruiting, and that's because of quantum.
And for me on the marketing side, quantum was trying to really get involved. So how they built the website, how we build the social media calendar, how we plan all the marketing stuff, how we add keywords into blogs to target things, just is all very helpful. Just to see a company grow in the marketing phase.
I definitely think it will be. Like I said earlier, I'm a public relations major, so I didn't know a lot about HR, but I had some previous internship experience, and I kind of wanted this internship to see if HR was a fit for me. And I think that recruiting is definitely something that I could see myself doing. And just in general, the other HR initiatives that we've worked on are something that I really enjoy, and I think it's a very like fulfilling career. And I've been very focused on looking into the HR world for my career because of this internship.
I can talk about the marketing. So I do think it will be helpful for my future career because of the specific organization skills that we use when creating the social media calendar. Each piece of the calendar is like broken up into asset, caption, video type. So just having organization and then pre-scheduling that months in advance is something that is an organizational skill that I've never experienced before. And I could only do that thanks to quantum.
I think it also taught me like time management, which could also be helpful for my future career. Learning how to plan ahead of time and schedule things and join meetings on time.
For me, the most valuable thing that I think is going to help me in my career is just like being able to work with the HR people in the company. Like you said, you were able to feel like a team with them, not just an intern. That's sort of how I felt too.
Okay, Sophia was our mentor during this entire internship, and she was really helpful with kind of guiding us in the right direction and telling us exactly how to use platforms like Sales Intel, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, LinkedIn, Sales Navigation. She's been really helpful with that and kind of going slow for us and helping us really understand like how to use these platforms.
Definitely. And even though Sophia was like our main mentor that we met with for all of our weekly meetings, I do feel like when there were projects that we worked on with somebody else in quantum, they always like were like a mentor to us, where you could always call them into a meeting if you needed help with the project, and you could send them an email and they'd respond. So everybody was very helpful and just wanted to see you like do your best and try your best.
Yeah, and when we like dabbled into the other stuff, like when we worked on PowerPoints, we had Karen and Anthony, just everyone we worked with was really a mentor, I would say.